racist in the beginning with the white man and the black girl with the monkey in the background signifying black, because in that time period, nobody, the blacks, the Chinese, everybody was very racist, and I like how they put that in the game. Very well done. And I like how they weren't safe about it. You have to do that for those time periods, or it wouldn't make sense. It was a very good direction. And also, what I ask is, how did Comstock know that you had AD on your hand? How did he know? Did Elizabeth tell him? Because he didn't have AD. Well, hold on. Let's go back. Since you grabbed Comstock, younger Comstock, and Elizabeth was with you to find out how her pinky got, cut off.
All right, I figured it out.
Okay.
It is. I think we're so fucked right now. I think we're so off track.
Okay, go on. Where are we starting?
All right, no, just the very beginning.
Okay, go.
Now he turns into Comstock, right? When he gives his child away, like we're like, like he at the very end, he's Comstock, right?
At the very end, he's Comstock.
You pick that up, like you are Comstock, but you don't. It's like think about like Anakin turning into Darth Vader. It's the same concept.
Okay.
That's what happened to you.
Okay.
You went fucking mad and crazy, and you created that world and blah blah blah. Fuck all that. It's not even important. You bought your daughter back, I think is what's going on. You're Comstock in the future. Like that was you. Like you came into your own world, because I'm 100% sure that
you're from a different world. That's why you were bleeding.
No, it's the same world, right? You were doing that. You as a fucking loser in that debt you paid. You sold your kid to a dude from the future, Comstock. Duh, it's actually you. You don't know who that is, because you in the future regretted selling your child in the first place. Like the future, it collided with the present, and that's what happened. You sold your child to yourself.
Yeah.
And didn't even fucking know that. I'm almost positive that's what happened.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. That's where you bought, because you knew she had powers, so you bought her in the future. You took her away, and he's doing an experiment on her so he can stop the powers, so everything just stops. Will be normal.
He just wants his kid back.
His kid back, yeah.
Comstock isn't even necessarily evil. It's just the fact that your present world and your future world collided, and you two, Comstock knew he was you. But you don't know who Comstock is, and it's fucking you. I'm 100% sure.
Do you know what? That makes sense.
It's really apparent that you go mad and crazy in the future, and you can't stand what you've done and shit.
Yeah.
So you try to buy your kid back.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous, and it works. And then it's just, that's more mind fuckish.
But
wouldn't that just hint that loop
Didn't
never
I tell you that effect precedes cause?
But then again, why does Elizabeth say, and why does he say, like, you're not my daughter? You know what I mean? He's like
You're trying to wrap your head around quantum mechanics.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean. I'm trying to explain it. It's like,
put it this way: you don't try and understand.
No, you can understand it, because you yourself, it's with no doubt in my head. It's with no doubt in my head that the result of you selling your daughter Anna it just makes matters worse.
Yes,
you regret it.
It becomes a paradox.
Yes,
you go crazy and shit. It's like it's Anakin and Darth Vader. The same thing happens.
That's why we're so protective.
Weird, because it's in two different worlds, sort of, the future and then the present.
Yeah.
And then this means it's just a reoccurring loop. Wouldn't this just keep happening?
It's a paradox.
Yeah.
Yes, it keeps happening.
This whole thing would technically never stop, because when you
an infinite loop.
That makes sense.
Infinite.
That makes so much more sense now.
It's
infinite.
Zombies. Fuck. Yeah, it's an infinite to paradise. Zombie said it's because it's not his daughter. It's his daughter from another timeline.
Exactly. And like this whole thing, this whole plot is going to play itself out forever, over and over and over and over
again. But in the end, with the last scene, I think it stops because he remembers. I think this is
That-
like
that's a good
Inception. This is like
That's a
Inception.
good point.
With everybody with Inception, you turn the thimble and people are like, does it stop or does it not stop? Oh, I'm gonna, if you guys haven't watched Inception, go watch it now. I'm gonna give you a spoiler
I
of
think-
Inception. 1
I
second.
think that last scene before you go on
Yeah.
was pretty much, you think I think it was just extra, like maybe to give you a little bit of like hopefulness, I guess.
Yeah.
A good ending.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So this is what I think. So in Inception, the last scene, they get up from the plane, everything is good. Everybody's back from the dream. Nobody's in limbo. All right, and they go, and he meets his kids finally because everything's over. The Chinese guy gave him papers to come back to the States, and the last scene is he spins the his little toy, and it just keeps on going and it doesn't stop. In your dreams it keeps on going, it doesn't stop. Now, me thinking with Inception, I thought he was in real life, because if you look at Inception really closely and look at that toy, it wobbles. It wobbles just a tiny bit, just a little bit, just a little. But if you saw in the scene before, when he spins when he's in a dream, this is crazy. He spins it and it's perfectly still. There's no imperfection at all. It just perfectly keeps on spinning, keeps on spinning, keeps on spinning. But if you look in the final ending scene of the movie, he spins it and there's a little wobble. That wouldn't, in my mind, when he said everything is perfection in a dream, why would that wobble at the end? That's why I think he was in real life. So let's go back to Bioshock. The way he speaks at the end, Anna, is that you? In his voice, I'm thinking he's referring to he remembers, and he's giving another second chance because the priest says you will be reborn into a new life.
I don't know if that's. I don't know if I completely. I think he'll be born into a new life and he'll continue to make the same mistake over and over again. That's what isn't hence the either infinite means that all these other worlds are just whatever from her powers.
Exactly.
And in some worlds, Comstock doesn't become crazy because he takes the baptism, because he wants to get dunked in water, not drowned originally, right?
Yeah.
And so it either means that some worlds are fucked with him and some worlds aren't, or that he can continue to do this over and over.
Yeah.
Continue to fuck himself and then try to unfuck himself and then fuck himself and then unfuck himself.
See, what I
just don't know
thought,
which one it is.
I thought infinite meant because she can jump into other worlds, like Rapture. I thought it meant like there's other worlds, infinite worlds.
That's why I think that's why I'm not completely sure that I'm right about my first. That's why I think that it may be like some people that I'm reading other people's opinions, and a lot of people have the same thing you did. That all these things come up, but the one that keeps coming up is that she makes it very clear that she can infinitely jump to worlds. You see that, and you join her.
Yeah,
which makes me think that sometimes in some worlds, Comstock, you didn't go crazy because you didn't fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. So when you're reborn into a new life that you don't fuck up.
I think in fact that makes more sense actually.
It does.
I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah.
I think you're born that thing where he goes Anna the two is just another world with him where he didn't blow his ball sack.
Yeah. And you have to listen to the way people talk in the games and in real life. You have to, if he says Anna is that it's the way he's talking, he remembers, you think he remembers.
That's true too, which might make some sense because he was I don't know, like you get all about that, but like the only thing that I'm 100% sure is that when he does sell his child, he becomes Comstock over the years of going crazy.
Yeah, and then
he tries to buy her back.
And then he tries. That makes perfect sense. And then on the
worlds, he doesn't go crazy. All those other Annas that popped up were those normal fucking worlds. They might not have really been there. I don't even think they were really there to begin with. They were just. I think she was just showing him that she's a normal person, and where he didn't blow it.
And he knew Anna had a power. He knew Anna had a power in the beginning when she was a little girl or whatever, I guess. Mm-hmm. So when he wanted to buy her back, he bought her back because he wanted to buy that. He wanted the power.
I don't think so. Remember when he bought her back, and like when you were trying to still steal her back as your the actual in-game character,
Mhm.
you remember when she was being like, not, I wouldn't say tortured, but he was gonna like wipe her spirit clean and shit.
Yeah,
I think he was trying to fix her so she would work here. I
I
don't
see.
think. I think truly he cared for her, but you don't see that.
Yeah.
Like, because you don't understand. You remember, you're Comstock in the future. You're extremely smart in the future, crazy in that world, but honestly, he might have been trying to do some good. It's hard to tell, really. Because I
Well,
think he stole Anna back, but wanted to make her work. I don't know, like properly. I don't really understand that either.
yeah, like, and then again, like, where's Anna's real father, Elizabeth's real, or not father, but mother? So that's you kind of have to dig deep. We're thinking that she died somehow. You know?
She died in childbirth.
Yeah, that's what I think is she died in childbirth, exactly.
Either Comstock, either you. The only reason I can think of Comstock, you buying her back from you in the past, in case if you're thinking that you're Comstock, is either you want her power because you know she has it, or you truly miss your daughter. I mean,
Yeah.
take it either way. Whatever reason, he wanted his fucking kid back.
Yeah.
And it looks apparent that he wanted her power when you're trying to save her.
Yeah.
It's a fucking mess. Dude.
Well, you can
Jesus.
love something so much that you're totally mad about it. You're totally insane. Like, you yourself, you think you're doing you good, but really you're hurting the person. It's kind of like when.
Let's not forget the big needle that was pulled out of her back.
Yeah, that's disgusting. I'm like, she's like, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "Ouch!" I'm like, "No, no, no, no." But yeah, it's totally crazy. This whole universe, this whole storyline is effed up. I'm glad they made it like this. It's just, it's crazy to wrap around, really. Holy crap, dude. I still want to know about the medals. I want to know what's up with that. We still have no clue what, if you pick the cage or the dove. The piece of paper that old Anna gave to you with the cage. What is that? That could be that could have said like, oh, like it could have been a drawing of the cage and could have been like, the cage is, if you put it in water, that would be his cage of killing it or something like that. And then she read it and she's like, I know what to do. She does her little power and boom, she's in rapture because she thought of water. I have no clue. And plus she sees everything. She saw everything. So she knew what was coming. She knew what was going to happen. I still think they threw Rapture in there and Plasmids just to give you a little, like, to say, we're going to mindfuck you even more. How about this? How about Rapture? Think about that one mixed in with Bioshock Infinite. What do you think about that? There's nothing to do. I honestly think has nothing to do with Andrew Ryan's, unless Andrew Ryan's was somewhere in Bioshock Infinite. And then he was like, "Oh, there was a city in the sky, and now I want to build a city under the water." I have no clue, but I don't think so.
Okay. I kind of cheated.
Yeah.
I kind of cheated to see what the most official thing I could get.
Uh-huh.
This goes back to our, before we fucking just came out with all this. This one's stating that basically what you said was true, that there's all these different, basically. Him refusing the baptism slowly turned him into Comstock, right?
Yeah.
And in all the other worlds, just all that shit. And when she drowned him, all the worlds collapsed on each other, and it was just her left. And we forgot there was a door in front of her when she drowned you.
Yeah.
There was a door in front of her, which is probably that door that she kept mentioning that she needed to open. The entire fucking, the whole thing she kept saying. She needs to open a door, blah, 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 blah.
Uh-huh.
I bet you she opens that door, and then she's in that crib. When you say, Anna, is that you?
That's
I bet
it.
You that's what
I
it is.
bet you that's it. And then it's
I think she opened the door. I literally think you were given a second chance. Because what the source I'm saying is basically saying that it's not an infinite, it's not a paradox. The whole thing doesn't keep happening. You simply collapsed all the other worlds, and it's just Anna like she was before. Just one Anna. And she chose to open, because she could go anywhere still.
Yeah,
She chose to go back to you.
because she wanted to live a normal life.
So, my question is, he says, Anna, is that you? He's clearly drinking, because we saw the cigarettes and the alcohol already. He clearly already refused the baptism.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think the whole Anna, is that you shit, he got lucky as balls in that life.
Yeah.
Because that's it. I'm pretty sure
Yep.
that is the last Anna and the last you.
Yep.
and you've already fucked up, and she's like unfucked you. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, because there's a door. I just watched the end of it. There's a door, like clearly at the top of that fucking hill.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah, and I forgot about that door. It makes perfect sense. It makes sense.
It does.
Hey, she
'cause
opens the
she's still
door.
there.